Hi everyone, it's Nurse Shelly here. I thought since next week is Earth Day, it's actually the 50th anniversary, we do like a little mini field trip, I guess, down into the woods where I grew up when I was a kid. I spent a lot of time playing down here. Down in this creek, we would go fishing, and we used to build forts back in these woods. We, down there, if you see there's a big rock down there, we used to call that Big Rock, and we would fish off of there. We would swim a little bit, walk our dogs, and like I said, we did all sorts of things down here. Now, I just also wanted to show you, this is a railroad trestle. It's very old. See if I can back up a little bit. I don't want to make this too bouncy, but this is probably well over 100 years old. There's a train that runs across the top, and you might be able to see some of the, there's some kind of power thing up there. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's a double trestle. So on the one side, the creek runs through, and then on the other, there's a path you can walk through. If you take a look, if you look closely, you'll see there's some graffiti on there. Some people have come down here with spray paint, which is not a good thing to do, and kind of destroyed it, but it is a bit of a hangout sometimes for teenagers. Also, if you look around, there's a little bit of trash, which I know if we were back in school, I know the teachers would have you out helping to pick up any kind of litter, because litter is not a good thing. We need to take care of this earth. So I'm going to do a little spin around here so you can see. Everything's lush and green. It's looking really nice. Oh, the rain. But as I said, there's the yellow pole there's a gas line here, so you do have to be careful. You're not supposed to mess with that stuff. There's a storm sewer drain behind there. Again, you don't mess with any of those things. But it's fun to come down and take a walk. Maybe your parents can take you to a park. You can spend a little bit of time in the outdoors looking for animals. There's all kinds of animals down here. Lots of deer. Every spring I see all kinds of baby fawns around. There's red fox. I see a lot of fox. Some, the groundhogs, birds. This time of year, all the birds are making nests, and you can see lots of baby birds around. We have ducks. There's some geese. One thing I will mention, since there's so many deer, you have to watch for ticks. Especially, so whenever you take a walk in the woods, you should always, when you come back, check yourself really well. I actually had Lyme's disease, I guess it'll be almost 3 years ago. So that's something that's pretty serious, but if you catch it early, they do treat you, get blood work, and you can take antibiotics for a month, and usually pretty good. But when you come back, definitely look for ticks. They're small. The deer ticks are especially small. And you may end up with like a rash, what they call a bullseye rash, which is just a circular rash. And then you have to go see your doctor. They'll do some blood work. The other thing, not too far from here, which I'm afraid to walk too far because I think it'll be too bouncy, there's a swamp. And again, we spent a lot of time in the swamp. And there was frogs and turtles. And every spring, this time of year, there's usually puddles around, and the frogs would lay their eggs in there. And then we'd come back and we'd check, and then they'd grow into tadpoles. They'd hatch into tadpoles, and the tadpoles would then grow into frogs. If you watch them, you can actually see the little legs grow, and then the tail comes off, and they become a frog. So as I said, it was great. It was definitely a great place to spend a lot of time when I was a kid. We had a lot of fun times down here, hiking around and doing all kinds of fun things. Lots of fun memories. So I hope that you get to go and spend some time outside with your family and enjoy nature a little bit. And remember how important it is to take care of all the woods and the fields and whatever we have left, because it's definitely, there's a lot of building going on. There's not as much as there was. You can see there's a lot of trees down here too. But it definitely could use a good cleanup. One last pan around so you can see. Listen to the creek. It's nice. Very relaxing. All right. Please take care of this earth.